And let me finally call on Bob McIntyre with Citizens for Tax Justice. They've done a substantial amount of public interest and good work, I think, on tax issues. Bob?
Thank you, Byron. So the question, I suppose, is why is it that we continue to use a system for taxing multinational companies that everyone concedes doesn't work, that allows enormous tax avoidance, that costs our Treasury and our government tens of billions of dollars? There's one simple reason. The political power of the companies involved here, both American-based and foreign-based, is enormous. And that's why I want to congratulate Senator Dorgan and Senator Reid for having the courage to bring this issue up. Senator Dorgan, for many, many years, has worked on it, has brought it up when others were afraid to, and it's time to do something about it. Over in the Ways and Means Committee this week, they're talking about expanding the loopholes for multinational corporations. That's the wrong approach. It's not the direction we need to go in. What we need to do is make some sense out of this irrational system that works only to allow companies to avoid taxes and to find jobs for lawyers and accountants to make up these fictional transfer prices. So we agree with Dan, we agree with Byron, we agree with Senator Reid. We need to scrap this system that tries to assign prices to transactions that don't occur and to end up allowing this kind of tax avoidance, and instead go to a simple formula system that works in the States and would work internationally. The rest of the world is waiting for our leadership on this issue. It's time we supplied it. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd be glad to entertain any questions you might be prepared to do.
Well, do you plan to testify when they have hearings on the
I certainly do. I certainly do. I've already requested that, and I will be there testifying before Senator Helms' committee.
Senator Dorgan, which 3 or 4 companies are the biggest beneficiaries of this?
Well, I don't have names, and this report does not develop names. This report, for obvious reasons, because the tax information on the returns is confidential and is protected by law. So we don't have names to give you today because it would be not appropriate to use names. But you can draw conclusions from the IRS data, which the Government Accounting Office has done.
Which industries have you been able to come up with any names such as you did years back with the AMT?
Well, on the foreign side, it's I think Yamaha is fairly well known as a Japanese company that has had some serious underpayments of taxes over the last decade or so. On the American side, when we were doing corporate reports in the mid-'80s, we saw IBM when it was making lots of money paying no taxes due to some of these special rules, and something very similar to transfer pricing. Intel just won a case in the tax court that I hope is overruled on appeal. It said that their profits from selling computer chips to Japan can't be taxed by either Japan or the United States. Absolutely nowhere income. It's amazing stuff. And let me just say, in response to your other question, you know, President Clinton campaigned on doing something about this problem, and the kinds of things he was talking about were very consistent with what Senator Dorgan has been proposing. And I think his Treasury Department is undermining him right now, and he ought to pay some attention to it.